How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday night, currently 8:15 p.m. This video was meant to be yesterday, and obviously yesterday the news broke that the Cowboys have officially signed the young Broncos half, Tom Dearden, on I think it's a 3-year deal. It's a pretty good contract for a young 20-year-old. Now, before I get into the video, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. It is much appreciated. So, let's get into this video. So, Tom Dearden has signed with the North Queensland Cowboys, a team that I support in the NRL. Every time there's a signing for the Cowboys or something like that, we'll be doing a video on it. But, look, obviously the Cowboys have signed Tom Dearden to partner Chad Townsend in the halves for 2022 for the Cowboys. I believe Townsend's a 3-year deal. I think Dearden's is a 3-year deal as well. I'll have to find out more about that, but we signed him. Now, the Broncos are absolutely furious about this. They have let him go. Now, the Broncos did not offer Tom Dearden a contract. Now, this situation, in my opinion, will get ugly if the Broncos keep Dearden in reserve grade. Now, obviously the team list came out today for the Broncos game against the Titans, and Tom Dearden has been dropped. So, I wonder why he's been dropped, because he has joined his biggest rivals in the Cowboys. Now, obviously, Tom Dearden's going to the Cowboys next year on a 3-year deal, the young 20-year-old. Now, in my opinion, Tom Dearden hasn't shown a lot so far, but with all due respect to the Broncos, they have been a basket case. They have been a very, very terrible club for the last couple of years. Ever since Dearden came into that side, the Broncos have been very, very poor, as we know. Now, Tom Dearden to the Cowboys. Some like it, some hate it. Now, for me, I have mixed feelings about it. Now, I said a few weeks ago, I said it last week actually, when Chad Townsend signed with the Cowboys, I don't like the combination of Dearden and Townsend. I don't think they work together. I think they're too similar. Now, Townsend, he's obviously a game-managing halfback. He's a controller. Tom Dearden, obviously he's a 20-year-old halfback. He's a recognised 7. He isn't much of a runner. Now, if they're going to be the halves next year for the Cowboys, then I think one of them needs to steer the ship and the other one needs to run the ball. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how those two work together. Now, it's good that the Cowboys have got their halves set for next year and the coming years ahead. Dearden and Townsend. Now, in my opinion, Dearden will play 6. Townsend will play 7. I think Townsend's job is going to be to develop Tom Dearden, improve his game, make him a better player. Now, obviously, Dearden is going to the Cowboys, which I think would have been a tough decision for Tom Dearden, because personally, I don't think Tom Dearden wanted to leave the Broncos, but they haven't offered him a contract. Kevin Walters is not happy about it. Now, if Kevin Walters isn't happy about it, why didn't you offer him a contract? The Broncos halves at the moment are an absolute mess. They're swapping it every week. One week it's Croft and Milford. The other week it's Croft and Dearden. Then it's Milford and Dearden. The Broncos don't know what they're doing with their halves. And obviously they let go of young Sam Walker, who's now at the Roosters, and he's absolutely on fire. And now that Tom Dearden, who was apparently supposed to be the Broncos' long-term halfback, he's leaving and going to the Broncos' biggest rivals, the Cowboys. He's heading up north. Now, I know Tom Dearden has been trained and taught by Jonathan Thurston, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Now, I haven't really rated Tom Dearden as highly as other people have. I've watched him play, obviously I do. I watch every game of rugby league, for crying out loud. Now, he hasn't shown me a lot. Now, I've seen him run the ball a fair bit lately. You know, he goes in the line. He has a bit of a dummy on him. He has to improve on his defence a little bit. His defence is a bit shaky, but he is obviously trying to improve his defence. And I think, obviously, he's a 20-year-old kid. He's still young. He's got a long way to go in his career. I think going to a club with an experienced halfback like Chad Townsend, who is a recognised halfback, with all due respect to the Broncos don't have a natural halfback at their club to help Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden's at the Broncos right now, and they expect him to be, obviously, the superstar player. And how's he going to do that when he's a young kid? He's got no support in the halves. But he's going to the Cowboys. Townsend, he's a established halfback. He's won a premiership. He has played in big games before. He's a very composed sort of player, Chad Townsend is, and Dearden. Him and Dearden, now, I don't know how well they will gel. I feel sorry for Scott Drinkwater. He's been playing quite well for the Cowboys the last month or so. Now, does this mean Drinkwater will leave and go to Brisbane as well? Or is Drinkwater going to go to the Warriors? Is he going to go back to New South Wales because he's from the Central Coast? I'm not too sure, but I would actually like to see the Cowboys keep Scott Drinkwater. You need to have depth. You need to have backup. You look at the Roosters. When Luke Keary's fit, obviously they're going to have Keary and Walker. Drew Hutchison's been doing a great job as a backup. He's been playing well. And obviously the Roosters have got great depth. Penrith as well. Luai and Cleary are their halves. Burton and Tyrone May are the backup halves in case of injury. South Sydney obviously got Benji Marshall as their backup, along with Troy Dearden. So you need to have depth in the halves. I hope the Cowboys can keep Scott Drinkwater. I don't know if he goes back to fullback next year. I don't know if he goes to the bench as a jersey 14. I'm not too sure. But what I do know is Dearden and Townsend will be the halves next year. Those two need to find next year when they come together at the Cowboys. They need to find a combination. Who plays better on the left and the right? I think Dearden might be better on the left. Townsend may be on the right side of the field. Building combinations, working together. They're both natural sevens, like I said. One of them will have to run the ball more. I think Dearden, because he's young and he's got a long way to go in his career, he's only 20 and Townsend's 30. So next year, Townsend will be 31 and Dearden will be 21. So you'd think Dearden would be the one that's going to run the ball more, and Townsend would be more of the game manager sort of player. But look, I think it's a very interesting signing for the Cowboys. I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Dearden and Townsend as a combination, but obviously they can grow and they can learn off each other. Now, there has been a rumour going around that Dearden could go to the Cowboys early because Kevin Walters is going to play him in reserve grade for the rest of the year. Apparently, that will only happen if the Cowboys give a player to the Broncos. So I hope that doesn't happen because I don't want to see any Cowboys players go to the Broncos unless your name's, unless they want to have another centre like Connolly Lamelu, or if they want Cohen Hess or whoever they want, they can have. But, I think Dearden, he'll have to stay at Brisbane for the rest of the year. And Townsend, there's been rumours of him going up to Cowboys early because Sean Johnson's back and they've got Moylan, Braden Trindle, Connor Tracy. Sharks have got 1,000 halves as it is. Now, if I was the coach at the Cowboys, or if I was working at the Cowboys, I'd be trying to get Townsend and Dearden at the club right now because, the Cowboys have won 3 games in a row, obviously with Drinkwater and Hampton. But let's be honest here, Drinkwater and Hampton are not going to get the Cowboys to good heights this year. We all know that. That is the sad truth. But I think if they can get Townsend and Dearden, I think that can get the Cowboys in the right direction going forward. And I think it's a good signing for us to take Tom Dearden. He's a young kid, and obviously he'll develop and improve. But, obviously I'm always going to back the Cowboys. I'm always going to back the club and what they do. But Tom Dearden and the Cowboys, I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes, his development, his improvement. We'll see how it goes. And obviously Chad Townsend, he is going to be a good buy. His experience, his leadership, his game management, it's going to be a very good thing for the Cowboys. But guys, that's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below. Is Tom Dearden and the Cowboys a good signing? Is it a bad signing? He's only a 20-year-old kid. He's got a long way to go in his career. He's got about 20, or not 20. He's got about 10 to 13 years of his career ahead. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.